Hey man, how are you?
Hi, Sid. How you doing?
Great man, a bit unusual to have this time slot, but earlier the better. So, how you been?
Been good, been good. It's been a busy week back after the long weekend, so it's good to that the weekends finally arrived uh, quite fast as well. So time to recharge the body, get some rest, and
Hmm.
watch some cricket as well.
Yeah, man, good place to start. Okay. Bangladesh 4-1 series against Australia. I know the last time we chatted they were 3-0 up, and Shakib Al Hassan was the man of the series. Your thoughts?
Yeah, disappointing from Australia, hey? I guess
Mm-hmm.
leading up to the series, there were a lot of senior players that didn't make the trip and stuff, but. I guess the one positive for them is they've realized where they are as a side in T20 cricket,
Hmm.
and they can only get better from you know. So by no means is this Australian side going to be pitching up at the T20 World Cup this year, and let's hope that we do see that T20 World Cup. Let's hope there's no issues there as well. But what a confidence booster it is for Bangladesh cricket to beat a side
Hmm.
like Australia and quite convincingly as well. And look, records tumbled in that last game, hey? I mean, unwanted records for the Aussies as well. I mean, uh,
Yeah,
I for one,
60,
for one,
60 plus all out.
I for one,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. I mean, look, it was very good for a 3-2 there, and that's what I predicted.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way the Aussies went about in that run chase was, geez, a lot to be
Yeah.
desired, hey? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
do sympathize with the batsmen. The pitches were, to put it politely, not up to the mark. But I just felt that like common sense cricket was required because if you look at a side like New Zealand, for example, I don't think they would have lost 4-1. At least they would have applied themselves. Maybe they would have lost 3-2 or something. They would have applied themselves. In those pitches, you need to take ones and twos more than trying to hit a six or four every ball. You know what I'm saying?
look, I think another problem with this Australian side is they had no anchor. They had nobody that could just
Mm.
bat through the innings, Like
Yeah.
like you mentioned, New Zealand, where you've got Kane Williamson that does that so
Mm.
beautifully, and he does
Mm.
it at
Mm.
IPL level as well. So he can do both. But the anchor for the Aussies probably would have been Smith. Well,
Mm.
he didn't on this tour, so they were really missing him.
Yeah.
They were really missing him up the order as well, and
Yeah.
well as well. I mean, to take the game away from the opponent. You needed a player
Yeah.
like Maxwell, and I just didn't have that
Yeah.
sort of players. So yeah, we're not surprised about the result at the end of the day, hey. But
Yeah, I was hoping for 5-0. I was so upset. 4-1. I'm like, what's the point, man? You're getting one win. You better just like losing 5-0 and making it more fun. But I guess it would have been too humiliating, I guess, for them.
obviously being Australia as well. I mean, nobody
Mm.
wants to lose. Nobody wants to get whitewashed by Bangladesh. I mean, let's face it.
I
There's no
know,
team
I
that
know.
wants to get whitewashed by Bangladesh. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
good that they lost one game that could, But
Mm.
look,
Yeah.
Australia, as I said before, this is the sort of format which they don't really take too seriously. I feel
Yeah.
taken
Yeah.
seriously in a couple of years. So
Yeah.
there's a lot for them to
Yeah.
work on, and we've just got a couple of months left to in order to get
Yeah.
they act together, get their side sorted out. So
Mm.
yeah, it's going to be
Mm.
interesting, to see what side Australia sits to that World Cup in October,
Yeah.
November. So
Yeah, I sent you a link about Ponting saying Australia have a chance of still winning this World Cup provided that the main players are there. What's your thoughts on what Ponting said?
I think any team that has their main players, their senior players, has a chance of winning this World Cup. No doubt about it. I agree with Ponting, but
Okay.
uh, I also read an article uh, and I watched a YouTube video of a cricket show
Mhm.
in Australia on Fox, that Shane Warne obviously made this comment that the Australian cricket board Cricket Australia needs to obviously show faith to players that actually want to play for Australia and not in the IPL. So those players that are running off to the IPL in September, whereas those that are going to be on national duty, those players obviously should be given first preference. But it's a difficult one, hey, because I mean cricketers need that supplement.
You can't say no to money. Yeah, you can't say no
You
to
can't say
money,
no to
provided.
very
Yeah,
uncertain times. I mean,
yeah,
look, all cricket bodies have taken a knock due to COVID. Let's be honest. I
yeah.
mean, lack of spectators,
Mm,
stadia
mm,
has gone down because there's been lack of cricket, especially last year. So, you know, cricket boards are actually trying to recover what they've lost,
yeah.
and it's like that throughout the sporting world, not just in cricket. I mean, if you look at football as well, there's
Mm,
so many clubs that have lost revenue because there's been no spectators in
mm,
the stadiums. So
yeah,
let's hope
yeah.
that changes this season.
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
but having said that, I mean, I agree with what Wani is saying partially because I mean your
mm,
country has got
mm,
to come
mm.
first, no doubt about it. I mean it's a
Yeah,
pinnacle
yeah,
to play for
yeah.
the country,
Mm,
and to get a contract, I guess to get a national contract is a huge thing for players. So uh,
mm,
I feel
mm.
you've got to draw the line. IPL is still important. It's
Yeah,
it's it's just a pity that IPL calendar has got messed up this year due to the COVID. So hey, that's going to be a difficult
mm,
one for the cricketing world to try and juggle. Hey, but it's difficult for the players as well because, as you say, they got to make money and
yeah.
they also need to play for their country as well. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough juggling act, hey, but I still feel IPL is important in the greater scheme of things as well.
Yeah. Okay, I think we go to our next segment, the West Indies versus Pakistan. And rain ravaged, as you said, T20 series, Pakistan winning at 1-0. It's a real shame because this would have been a really exciting series. I think Pakistan, in a way, at least were lucky in the sense that they had the one win needed. That's like sad,
No,
man.
absolutely. I mean, this series has been so disappointing. I mean, you've had three games that have been, decided by rain, and that's the biggest curse in cricket.
I know.
It, the weather is the biggest curse in cricket. I mean, if you asked, gosh, I don't want to say it, but I mean, if you ask the Proteas, rain is probably their biggest curse, and you've seen it in World Cup tournaments and stuff where rain is
Yeah.
wrecked
Oh,
in
gosh.
games that they probably should have won. So, yeah, I mean, they'll
Hmm.
get over the line at some point, but it's not ideal. It's not what you want to see. But I'm a bit disappointed because T20 cricket is so important this year that you should have ought
Hmm.
to have
Hmm.
reserve days for those games, and it was a bit disappointing
Yes.
that they weren't reserve games. So yeah, I mean, credit to Pakistan, they won that one game that was that counted, and they ended up taking the season.
Mhm. Yeah. It would have been competitive, that's for sure. Because they had two
Absolutely, and
unpredictable teams. Yeah.
yeah, I would say, but I feel that the Windies they got a lot of confidence beating Australia in the
Mm,
Caribbean.
mm.
So and they didn't play too badly against SA as well, but just a
Yeah.
few games in the chasers. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would have actually tipped them to win the series, but it is what it is. Pretty disappointing, but let's hope we get a couple more series prior to the World Cup, so we can get some good, teams can get some good preparation leading up to the World Cup.
Yeah. Okay. I think now getting onto this current test match, the very first test. It's an interesting one. 217 all out Pakistan, 251 for 8. So what's your thoughts?
I thought the Windies were very disciplined with their bowling, especially on day one. Uh, they hit the lengths and they really, really troubled the Pakistanis with I would say with pace and accuracy, and there were a few
Hmm.
dismissals there that Pakistanis won't be happy about. Really caught in the
Hmm.
crease. See some of those dismissals, especially the opening batsman as well. He got clean bowled, and
Hmm.
yeah, a few loose shots as well, eh? Uh,
Hmm.
but I think all in all, it was a below par total from Pakistan.
Hmm.
217,
Yeah.
just not enough,
Hmm.
I would say. If it was around 280, 300, yeah, you were in the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
217, a
Especially
bit
on those
below par.
pitches. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, credit to them, the way they came back in that final few overs of the day to
Hmm.
reduce
Hmm.
Winnie to two for two was excellent.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was hoping that
uh,
they bowled out for like 150 or something. That would have been interesting.
absolutely, but I was very, very impressed with the way the Windies batted yesterday. I thought they
Hmm.
were solid. There was always something in it for the bowlers, but
Hmm.
249
Yeah.
or 6 wickets at the end of the day, I would say is a return. Definitely. And some really good batsmen from Boulder
Yeah.
down the order supporting Brathwaite. And geez, man, I mean, I don't know what's it with these Pakistanis and runouts because they seem to be getting a lot of runouts recently. I remember there quite a
Hmm.
few in that SA series. I mean, you don't really associate Pakistan with quick fielding, but I think they've really improved in that department. Their ground fielding has really, really improved. And I think Brathwaite was a bit naive to take a second
Hmm.
run there. And
It's a
he
shame
paid the
because he
price there
deserved a
because that
hundred though. Yeah.
it would have been a well-deserved
Yeah.
century for him because I thought he batted
Hmm.
superbly. He was very
Yeah.
disciplined out stump, and he probably anchored that innings right to the end. But
Hmm.
looking at the score at the moment, we got De Silva there on 20. Yeah, I mean, look, that's not an easy pitch to bat on. So I would think a lead of
Hmm.
70 or 80 is going to be valuable.
Hmm.
So if the Windies can get
Hmm.
to 300, I mean, that would be superb. That would be excellent.
Hmm.
That would make them bossing the game because Pakistan would have to come out and knock over that deficit and then get a lead, which I honestly think the Windies are in control of this test match at the moment, the way I see it. Another 40 plus runs, 80 lead of 80,
Yeah.
yeah, well and truly in
Hmm.
this game. So
Yeah.
definitely, I would say Pakistan are not out of it, but
Yeah. But they need
the
to pick
Windies
up
are.
all these wickets quickly. They need to pick up 3 wickets for nothing, I guess, and then it'll be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But let's see. Let's see. I mean, if the Windies can make a fight of this and try and get this to 300, which would be an exciting, which should make this test match really really exciting because that would put Pakistan on the back foot and force them to make the
Yeah.
play. So let's see.
Hmm.
Let's see who makes the play first in this test match. It's finely poised, but I give the Windies as the edge here in the sense
Yeah.
that they're playing at home. They understand the
Yeah.
conditions, so
Yeah.
I do think they back themselves to take 20 wickets against this Pakistan batting lineup.
Okay. All right. So we get to the last segment. England versus India. First test was a draw. Joe Root was man of the match, but it's a shame with the rain, eh?
Yeah, man, really, really shame with the rain, and that's the curse of cricket. Unfortunately, it's come back, and it's been a really wet English season this year. Has been a lot
Yes.
of rain, but
Yeah.
India were in control of this game. Let's face it. I mean, what an innings from Root to drag England back into this the Test match. But
Yeah.
I would say that on the final day, needing 150 plus with 9 wickets in hand, I think India were well in control of this game. But however, I do think there would have been a twist or two. I don't think it would
Of
have been
course.
that clear cut with
Yeah.
Anderson,
Maybe
the wide.
3 wicket win or something. Maybe 3 wicket win or something.
Absolutely, it would have been really. It would really went down to the wire and would have been. It would have been my prediction, which I mentioned last week. So yeah, really, really disappointing that rain had to spoil it because I was looking forward to that final day. Because to me, there were two results that were on the cards then either an England win or an India win. So that was superb to see. So really, really disappointing
Yes.
that rain spoiled it. But however, I hope we get better weather in this test match. But this test match is finally poised at the moment.
Yes. I'm trying to get to this one. I think England are 119 for three. India were bowled out for over 360. I was hoping India would have made 400 plus, but as usual, collapses will happen, especially in England.
Collapses will happen, and let's give credit to KL Rahul. I thought he batted superbly in this first innings. I
Yeah.
thought his century was very, very controlled.
Hmm.
And Sharma, he batted
Hmm.
beautifully as well. But I mean, the usual thing with Rohit Sharma, always throws it away, and he threw it away again. So that's disappointing.
Nah,
But
I
I just want
think
to add something.
that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh because Anderson bowled a good ball there. I admit in the last match he threw it away by trying to play this pull shot when he got out, but this, at least he got bowled out by a good ball. So I don't think he threw it away this time.
I would say, but I feel I feel his footwork was a bit undecisive there. That's why
Oh yeah.
that ball
Oh
obviously.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm, mm.
just look at the Indian innings, 364. Uh,
Yeah.
look at the innings. There's about five scores of 30 plus. But if you look at
Yeah.
the rest of the lineup, there's a few question marks there, Sid. And I think the one question,
Yeah.
the question marks I would really put here is the form of Pujara at the moment, which has
Mm,
really dropped tremendously, and Rahane, who's been struggling
mm.
for a while. So those two guys are really, really under pressure
Yeah.
to score runs because they really haven't got cracking. I
Mm.
think ever since they were three to us, I would say
Yeah.
you haven't seen
Yeah.
much run for those two. And we both know they find players, but I think Rahane has been out of touch for quite a while now, and
Mm.
it's concerning at that uh, position that he's in the batting lineup, where it's crucial for him to score those runs in the middle order. You don't see it, and you've always got the lower order trying to drag India out of trouble. So you know what? You're not going to get it
Yeah.
all the time, especially in England. Conditions are
Mm.
testing, and with a guy like Anderson, who's so experienced and
Mm.
absolutely superb in those conditions. I mean, he is an expert in those conditions. So you've got to get enough runs on the board. I thought 364 was a good total, but
Mm.
they collapsed a bit there on day two, and they probably, yeah, I would say England would have been delighted to bowl them out for 364, definitely. And
Yeah.
if you look at the match now, it's finely balanced, and you've got Root there, who's been in excellent form,
Yes.
and
Yeah, they had 136 for three actually. When I look at the current score now live, um, just trying to click here on live. Uh, yeah, I think trying to just they actually 140 for three, and Rue's actually done 56 of 88 balls. Hey, this guy is in good form. If India
he's
don't
in
get him
tremendous form.
out,
Absolutely,
yeah,
and I think with Root, he's very composed, and he knows exactly what his role is in this England team,
mm,
being the most experienced player, and
mm,
he it seems like he understands his role in the side. And I feel it's something that sometimes Kohli, a guy like Kohli, sometimes I would say when he's batting, he fails to, like, really, really try and, understand that role. I mean, it's all good when you're in good form, but I feel as a captain,
mm,
you you got to score tough runs, and I think Root scores tough
mm.
runs. Let's give him credit there. He scores a lot of tough runs, so
Yeah,
he's a tremendous player, and I think while he's there, England always has a chance of winning this Test match.
yeah. I think as the thing is that if India can get him out, then that's where it becomes interesting because England
Yeah, it
kind of
does. It
reminds me of the
does.
team.
I think
England's
there's more
side reminds me
batting.
of, yeah, yeah. Also, sorry, I was going to say that England's side at the moment reminds me of the team, the Indian team of the 90s. Like whenever Tendulkar went out, the whole side would just crumble. That's what this English team reminds me of.
I would say so, but I feel there were some good players in that Indian team as well back in the day. But look, Tendulkar was a central figure for a very long time. You had the likes of Yazruddin and Ganguly and Dravid. So yeah, I thought that Indian side had a lot of batting. I would think this Indian side is probably reliant on a couple of players, as opposed to that England side, India side, which has had a fantastic top six. I think probably one of the best top six in the world at that moment in time. But there's a few players in the Indian side that are really out of form, and they've really got to pull their socks up and score those runs, or else there's other players that are knocking on the door. So it's tough to get into this Indian side. So
but
I think Rahane got to really pit, he's got to really talk up and start getting those runs on the board, because if he doesn't, I fear that he could get the X along with Pujara. But I feel Pujara adds a lot of balance to the side at number 3, and I guess to get him to drop him, which is like unthinkable if you thought about a year ago. But
yeah. Hey man, sorry, what were you saying? Hello, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me there? Oh,
hi, sir.
good. Oh, hi man, hi man. Oh, hi, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry, I think your picture disappeared there, man.
I was seeing a buffer from your side. I'm not sure what happened there. But I was just talking about players that are out of form, like Rahane and
Okay.
Pujara, and I feel it's only a matter of time if they continue to be not getting not scoring those runs, those valuable runs
Hmm.
that you could see the X coming, especially for Rahane,
Hmm.
who's been out of form for a
Hmm.
while now. So
Yeah, that's yeah.
it's frustrating. It's frustrating, no doubt about it, and it hampers the team as well. So
Yes.
look, in England as well, where the conditions are quite testing, you got to
Yes.
score as much runs as possible. So Rahane still has a big job to play in this Test match in that second innings, because
Yeah.
I think if he scores in that first innings, India have got to better it and get a good lead so they can actually dominate this game. Where at the moment, to me, it's still 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and it's weird that Rehan is not performing because he's normally good overseas. I mean, if he was performing like this in India, I would have understood because it's strange that yeah. But anyways, hopefully he'll deliver because, yeah, he might be dropped, which is also a bit dodgy.
Yeah, that's one of the difficult things, and I think for a senior player as well, like him, that's been around for a while, to be dropped is really difficult. And
Hmm.
look, he doesn't really get into those other teams that easy. So I think this is his format, and I think Test match cricket is where he's really tried to make a reputation for himself. So getting dropped on the Test team is going to be
Hmm.
a bit crushing for him. So he's got to go back and work on his game. So yeah, let's hope for his sake he gets those runs and be able to keep his spot. And I don't think you need to score essentially to keep your spot. To be honest with you, if you can get 50, or a 50 or
Mm.
a 60. I think that's good enough to keep your place. By no
Yeah.
means that you score those big hundreds. I think the
Yeah.
one thing in international cricket is you got to be consistent.
Mm.
You have got to have that consistency, and that's what you see from guys like KL Rahul and
Yeah.
Sharma, and even a guy like Pant. You've got those
Mm.
consistent scores.
Yeah.
That's what's important. So yeah, as long as you're consistent, I think your place is quite safe in the national team.
Yeah. I think that pretty much wraps it up. And as usual, we shall catch up soon.
Definitely catch up soon, Sid. Have a good weekend and keep warm.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Cheers, man. Cheers.